So good. My God, this pizza is just out of this world. Oh, hey, Supreme Pizza. You got your olives, you got your pepperoni, your sausage, you got your onions, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good pizza. I mean, I think the best time to eat this pizza is going to be Saturday against the Giants, because it's just going to taste so much better. And, wow. This is some really good pizza. Got to get that pizza.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey 672 coming, guys, with a video right now. So this is the biggest, I swear to God, like, the internet gets so literal with everything, and this head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles can't even talk about eating a slice of pizza with his offensive staff without the Giants, okay? The New York Giant fans are probably the most desperate, and they are so over themselves right now. Okay, Nick Sirianni talked about watching the game film this past weekend, okay, when we didn't know what team we were facing. So obviously the coaching staff was at the NovaCare, the offensive coaching staff just by itself. We're trying to figure out, they were pretty much studying all these teams that were involved. And it could have been Tampa Bay, it could have been the Cowboys, it could have been the Giants, whatever the case may be. They were studying these teams to find out who their next matchup was going to be. And fortunately, they were actually already studying the Giants for a while, and since they won the game, they were more comfortable and with their game plan going forward, and the night went on, okay? But Nick mentioned that during that Giants-Vikings game, they ordered Pizza Hut. They had cheese stuffed crust pizza. And these Giant fans on Twitter are like, this is bulletin board material. Like, dude, like read these tweets. I mean, just read these tweets. It's actually really embarrassing. Look at this guy. This guy's like, I hope the ball and the team watch this video and realize that the Eagles aren't taking this game seriously. That'll light a fire for us to play harder this Saturday. Over a pizza quote. Over Nick Sirianni saying that he ate pizza with his offensive staff. Don't you realize that they did this at night? This was an overnight thing, which I found out about, that this was into the night, overnight. They were up all night getting this game plan against the Giants together during the game when they were hungry. I mean, human beings do eat, right? Yeah, so what do? You order food, and that's what they did. Okay, if they ordered food from the NovaCare complex and the cafeteria was open, we wouldn't know a damn thing about it unless Nick Sirianni said something. And he said that the coaching staff, the offensive coaching staff, ordered pizza. I mean, the Giant fans are reaching. They're still mad over not making the playoffs a couple years ago when we kind of, torched that idea, that last game of the season, which didn't make them a playoff run. I mean, these fans are just reaching for so much bulletin board material over a pizza comment. I mean, that's how crazy the internet is right now, and wow, that's all I really got to say about that. So get your laugh out, because I thought that was hilarious. Secondly, the injury report. Guess who's not on the injury report, guys? Yes, Jalen Hurts was a full go at practice. Now, I've watched every single press conference from the other day. A.J. Brown, Nick Sirianni, you name it. And I'm trying, even from Jalen Hurts himself, and nobody is even talking. Nobody is giving any answers about this shoulder. If he's not on the injury list, if his shoulder was still in pain, okay, he'd still be on the list right now. Technically, he should still be on the list if he's in still a lot of pain with his shoulder. A.J. Brown was asked a question, how do you think Jalen Hurts feels? You think he's in pain? And he started laughing because this whole thing is a joke. This whole thing about his shoulder has been a joke. Hurts is literally like, well, we'll see what happens. See what happens during the game. Like, there's no answers being given. This is on purpose, guys, because the Giants are going to try to reach and figure, you know what? Probably hasn't gotten better. But the Giants aren't going to be stupid either. But at the same time, like, I could tell that, I could totally tell that this shoulder injury is a joke. Okay, the Eagles, he could have been in pain during that Giants game. Maybe. After the game, could have been. Maybe. I mean, who knows? But this has been a joke for the past week. I think, yes, the extra time has definitely helped. There's no doubt about it. But you got to look at it this way, guys. He's not on the injury report, which means he's not dealing with any pain. Probably not. I 100% doubt it. 100% doubt it. A.J. Brown was laughing when they asked the question. So it's like it's a joke to this point about Hurts' shoulder. He'll be ready to go. He was a full go, first-team offense, did everything, okay? So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Obviously, Lane Johnson's just going to get a lot of rest with the groin injury. Plus, that injury was misunderstood by the media. The media said it was his abdomen. It's his groin. So, which I think is a lot better than his abdomen. I think a groin injury is probably, I don't know. I think both are bad regardless, but I think having the groin injury, as Lane Johnson said, it's a lot more, much easy to, prepare for games with that injury than having that ankle that he had, for a couple seasons where he couldn't last the whole season. And that's really it. I mean, Linval Joseph will be playing. He's got a calf injury. He had a light practice. Robert Quinn has had this back thing going on for a while, so they're going to be resting him. So light practice for a lot of these guys. Light practice in other means would be called rest for veteran guys. Robert Quinn's a big veteran. Linval, veteran. Lane Johnson, veteran. Light practice means rest at the end of the day with those three guys. Avonte Maddox did not practice. Nick Sirianni did say that, there's a chance, but it's still up in the air day to day right now. So unless we hear something different Friday, I don't think Avonte Maddox is playing this week. And, they win this game, go to the NFC Championship, game. You're going to have your whole secondary and your defensive line all back together again at 100%. The only player you're missing right now is Avonte Maddox. But like I've said a million times, I have no issue with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson playing that nickel spot or Reed Blankenship at the safety spot. I have no issue, no problem with it whatsoever. So that should be really interesting. Now, I want to talk about the Giants defensive line coach had a lot to say about the Eagles. Not just this team that has said anything. There has been teams having issues. Every team in the league, every team. How the Eagles do their QB sneaks on those third and shorts, fourth and shorts, where they're short yardage for those QB sneaks. And you know how good Jalen Hurts is doing all of this, okay? It seems like every team in the league has had an issue that the Eagles should be penalized for their QB sneaks. Yes, this is true, guys. This is not a fake report. This is actually true. This is what the defensive line coach for the Giants had to say. The Giants coaches, now they have to put their face and everything. So Giants defensive line coach Andre Patterson says one guy is on each cheek and one guy is behind, and all three are pushing him forward. Pause hard right there. Number one, okay, Andre Patterson, pause. Huge pause, the way he talked about that. Because I don't know how to explain that. But you see that there's always two guys behind, one guy on the left side of Jalen Hurts on the right behind him, and one guy pretty much directly towards his back. All the way in the back, if I'm even saying that right. And all three guys pretty much push Jalen Hurts. But a lot of teams have had issues with this. And I feel like there are going to be teams that are going to try to say, if you're going to do a QB sneak, the quarterback cannot be helped in any situation. And if it is, it's a penalty. And I feel like a lot of teams, and like I said, the report is every team besides the Eagles, because the Eagles are doing it, every team has complained about the Eagles doing this. Okay? But other teams are doing it too. The Eagles are just really good at it, unfortunately, for other teams. I mean, the Eagles are just really good at these QB sneaks. And, it is what it is. Now, when it's for touchdowns, I've seen that, maybe you can't pull a player into the end zone or something like that. I've seen penalties like that where that can't really happen unless I feel like it's politics every single game, depending on the refs that you have, how, what they call a hold, what they call a pull into the end zone, whatever the case may be with that. But every team has had an issue with the Eagles QB sneaks all around the league. Not one team has disagreed. They all agree that the Eagles are doing the wrong thing with these QB sneaks. And I say, okay, that's what I say. Because the Eagles are just, I think teams are pissed off because they can't defend the Eagles. I think that's what it is. I think part of the whole reason is that they're hating the Eagles for doing this and they have success doing it is because their team can't do it. Their team cannot do it. And that's just the truth to it all. So that's just something to talk about. I thought that was interesting. And the Eagles are going to keep doing this regardless for years to come. So it doesn't really matter. This rule will never be canceled. Highly doubt it. I don't think they can appoint this. Now you're going into, like, how things are done. Like, I understand getting pushed. Like, I understand that. But why? Offensive linemen push running backs all the time. Offensive linemen push quarterbacks when they've done it a million times. How many games do you see these offensive linemen push their running backs to get extra yards? But that's not a problem. It's always something against the Eagles, and everybody hates it. That's just the truth. Everybody just hates Philly and their success. That's the truth to it all. Lastly, on the news for the day, the Eagles have signed a wide receiver, Tyree Cleveland, to the practice squad. I haven't looked at this guy at all, but we're in the playoffs right now, and this probably means absolutely nothing. If it was regular season, I'd probably give it more of a look. This could be more of a future contract for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think he played for Denver. I'm not sure. But I haven't looked at anything on Tyree Cleveland at all. And this is probably a future contract for OTAs, training camp, stuff like that, competing with other wide receivers. So that could be the reason for this signing. The Eagles are just doing some back-end stuff. Or maybe this is a move to say, hey, let's just get another guy for depth at wide receiver on the practice squad in case we need him. God forbid anything happens. I don't know. I mean, they already have Greg Ward. So, I mean, at this point, it's like, who's going to really get step in front of him at this point when he's on practice squad? This guy, highly doubt it. If you guys know him very well, leave a comment in the comment section below on what you think about this player and what it means. I just think it's a future contract signing for offseason. That's all it is to me. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Talked about Jalen Hurts full go. Obviously, some of the rules, a lot of teams, everybody hates the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, they want to take this team down in any way, any shape or form to have them have less success. And obviously, if teams have been complaining about the Eagles and what they do on QB sneaks, obviously it hasn't been passed. None of it has been passed, or none of it's been talked to to the Eagles that they can't do it anymore, or it's now a new rule. Like, they can't do anything within mid-season. So I see offensive linemen push running backs all the damn time to get more yards. So I don't know why this would be any different. Because then you're just starting to change the game way too much to where you're only limited to doing so many things. So it's jealousy, man. And that's just the true facts. Everybody just is jealous because the Eagles could do all these things and those other teams can't do it. That's just what it is. And Sirianni, man, like, the guy just tells the absolute truth, and the Giants are going to go out there, take everything so literal, because the guys are hungry, starving overnight, up all night, going over game plans on the New York Giants, and they order pizza during the game, like, because they ordered during their game, so they can't take a sip of water, they can't have a pizza. Well, guess what? I'm telling Philadelphia right now, go get your pizza. Go get your damn pizza right now, okay? Order your pizza and eat it on Saturday just to piss them off, because you know what? This pizza's falling apart as I'm talking, and yeah. Order yourself some Pizza Hut on Saturday just to piss them off and tag the Giants and everything. Just do it. Just to do it, So that's all I got to say. That's the news for the day. I enjoyed this video very much. It was a lot of fun, and there's a lot of things to talk about. Eagles got a playoff game on Saturday. Appreciate everybody that's subscribed. Appreciate everybody that's liked every video and has done all their supporting. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.